The Webquest that I chose to explore for this particular assignment was a Webquest on building a franchise. Here in the introduction, it just explains where and how the teacher came up with the idea to put together this particular Webquest. Here's an example of a few student projects that were completed. As you can see, it was designed for a 7th grade math class, but I could see extending it to an 8th grade math class or bringing it down to a 6th grade level, which is what I teach, with a lot of assistance to the students. Here it just explains what math standards it's related to. Here on this page of the WebQuest, the students find out the process which they will need to take to complete this virtual tour of completing the project. One thing where the teacher put this, I really like how she put the basics of what a franchise is. I also like how the teacher put many facts for the students here as far as pointers on how to complete their task. Here you can see she put a little reference in regards to time management. And it just gives some basic facts about how to successfully or just to use time management wisely, because as most projects, they're given a time frame to finish it. So this is a good thing to try and instill in students in the middle grade level, because it's something they could take with them throughout their educational experiences. One thing I didn't like, I don't know why it's not working. Oh, there we go. Her basic franchise sheet, I might have done it as a Microsoft Word document so that the kids can easily access it in case they have issues opening the link, because when I was going through it the first time, the link didn't come up right away. So that's one thing I may change if I were putting together this WebQuest. Here it defines the roles within the WebQuest. And for this, I might add, if possible, if I had the resources, I may get someone who does every one of these tasks or responsibilities in a job. For example, if I knew somebody who was a project manager, I'd maybe put together a little clip having them define their job and give examples of projects they worked on, as well as a person who was an accountant, and then finally someone who was an investor, and see if I could interview them on a video camera and add them as little YouTube clips that they could click on to also get a visual representation of the real world example of these roles. Here the teacher, down here the teacher gives them some examples of franchises that are currently out there for them to choose from, which is nice because these are probably franchises that some point or another they have visited, eaten at, etc. I really like how the teacher gave them these links right here. If I were doing this, because I am in 6th grade, I would maybe link these individually to the sites that I wanted them to use, because as you can see, there are some here that I wouldn't want a 6th grade student being tempted to look at. So that would be one change that I would make to this particular linked section of her WebQuest. But there's a lot of good resources, and there we go, one's not available. So I'd make sure, there's another thing I would change. I would try to make sure that there's all of my links that pertain to my WebQuest are not temporary links. I like how in this piece of the Webquest, she clearly defines things for the students and gives them a list of resources to help them complete the project, because this is something that really taps into middle school students' higher level of thinking, because this is probably something that they may dream of but would never know where to start or what kind of things to look for as they get older, and it might be a dream that they never try to pursue. Here she clearly explains the expectations and their score. This rubric is very nice, so it helps them to give them an idea what they need to do in order to get the highest possible grade that they want to get. And for those groups who are not so motivated, it explains how they could get their grade as well. Here's just tying it all together and another purpose of the Webquest. And then she gives credit to the people that helped her put it together. So if I had to incorporate any other technologies into this, I would try to use maybe a little extra normal project where I could do a quick little segment of 3 students working together with each role of the project. Because it involves a lot of higher level thinking procedures to complete the task, I would definitely give the kids an example or two to look through before I let them work on their own, because I could see myself spending a lot of time with each group feeding them the information. So I may even eliminate some steps for 6th graders. And if I were teaching in an 8th grade class, I would probably add some more steps to challenge those kids. But overall, I really like the idea behind it, because kids today are very creative and a lot of them do think about these kinds of things. So introducing it at this age gives them a little bit of an idea of how it would work. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this Webquest project. So maybe I'll try it and let you know how it works out.